Hey there, welcome to Unit 1, Lesson 3, Identity, the Media, and Communication Technology. In this video, we will focus on how global media and communication technology have shaped our identity with positive and negative effects. The video questions for understanding for this video are: number 1, what are some positive and negative influences of communication technology and media in our lives? Number 2, what is the digital divide and why is it a problem? 3, how do media concentration and media convergence influence how we consume media? 4, what is techno-isolation and why is it a problem? And 5, what are the effects of universalization of popular culture and cultural hybridization? Let's start with understanding the role that media has in our lives. Most people these days consume and create media on a regular basis, at work, school, and in our personal lives. Media gives us information about the world around us through TV, movies, music, the news, social media, and other forms of media. We are shaped by that information from media because we form certain assumptions about our world based on the information we are exposed to. For example, most mainstream news media report news events that will draw people's attention because the media corporations are competing for ratings and advertising. This is why the news tends to report dramatic events a lot, like terrorist attacks and school shootings, because they are attention grabbers, while less dramatic but equally important events, such as a local charity doing good work in the community, tend to get ignored. Ever hear someone say, "I don't like the news because it's always negative"? This is a common criticism of news media in that the news seems to be fixated on tragic world events, not always on the good things that are happening in our world. Does this mean we should stop watching news? No, watching the news is important, but you have to be critical about what news events are being reported and question if what is being reported is truly what our world is like. As for communication technology, digital technology has revolutionized the way we communicate with each other. Cell phones, the internet has given us the power to instantly communicate with each other. On a positive note, our world today is the most connected it has ever been in human history. Just ask your grandparents how much different it was in their day when it came to being able to communicate with technology. We take for granted that we can get near instant feedback on our text messages, emails, and social media posts. As well, we've made using communication technology so convenient that we can now send an email or a text or post something online virtually anywhere, anytime. However, there are some downsides to having instant communication. We expect instant gratification from everything now. People are impatient now. We don't want to wait for things as much as we used to. As well, our personal lives are being taken up with our technology, and people are struggling to maintain deep personal relationships with other people offline. There was a time not many years ago before technology became a big thing that you really had to work at communicating with someone. Now it's a skill that's in danger of being lost. And then there's issues with maintaining our privacy online and problems with cyberbullying. Having instant communication using technology is like a double-edged sword. It has connected us in ways like never before, but it has also led to problems in our society like never before. Okay, let's go a little deeper and examine some more specific issues regarding the role that communication technology and media have in shaping our identity. First, let's examine an issue known as the digital divide. The term digital divide refers to the gap that separates people in countries that have access to up-to-date digital technology and those people in countries that do not. Canadians take for granted that we have a high-speed internet and Wi-Fi almost everywhere, and that everyone can easily own a smartphone, and that our schools and hospitals will be equipped with the latest digital technology. The reality is that not everyone in the world has the same access to digital technology as Canada does, and that there exists a wide gap both in the world and even in Canada between the haves and the have-nots in relation to digital technology. We will examine this issue a little bit more carefully in class, but basically the digital divide creates an issue regarding equal access to information and innovation in our globalizing world. The next issue is media concentration. This refers to how much of the world's mainstream media, like TV, movies, music, and some online media, is owned by just a handful of big, wealthy media corporations and conglomerates. Giant media companies such as Disney, Comcast, 21st Century Fox, and Time Warner own nearly every radio station, newspaper, TV station, and film production company, as well as online streaming companies in the United States. The same issue of media concentration exists in Canada. The giant media companies like Rogers, Bell Media, CanWest Global, Torstar, and Quebecor own most of the mainstream media in Canada. What are the positive effects of this on our identity? Our entertainment media has very high quality production, which means our movies, our TV, and music is very well produced and good entertainment quality. However, the downside to media being concentrated in the hands of a handful of big companies is that those companies control the information we have access to, which usually means less diversity in opinions and sources of our information. A good case in point of this is how the media is playing a big role in the discussion of major issues in our society. People tend to shape their opinions on meaningful issues by what they read, watch, and listen to in the media. And if the media is only showing one side of an issue, this can have major consequences. Another issue with media concentration is how our media is more entertainment and advertising and less about meaningful information. Our society has become more interested in watching entertaining shows than in discussing and debating real meaningful issues like how to deal with poverty in society. This is somewhat the fault of the giant media companies. Next is a related issue known as media convergence, which is the trend of converging or combining different types of media into one digital technology. Back in the old days, when I was your age, if I wanted to watch my favorite TV show, I would have to make sure I was in front of the TV at a certain time during the day when the show was on. Otherwise, I'd miss my show. However, these days, thanks to media convergence, I can watch as many episodes of my favorite show on my smartphone whenever I want and almost wherever I want. If I get bored of my show, I can watch YouTube. I can listen to music, read a book, send an email or a text to someone, or go on Facebook or Twitter. And I can do all those things on the same smartphone. We've combined our different types of media into one device, which makes consuming media very easy and very convenient. However, this has also created some issues with how we consume our media. We don't have to work at consuming our media. It's a very passive activity now. We don't really have to think about our media as we are passively consuming it. As well, because of the issue of media concentration, the major media companies use media convergence to embed more advertising and more entertainment into our lives than ever before. Have you ever got tired of those ads popping up when you're watching YouTube or scrolling through your social media? Advertising is just another type of media that has been converged into our lives. Techno-isolation is another issue related to having a lot of communication technology and media in our lives. Techno-isolation describes how communication technology and media can isolate ourselves from each other. This is a little bit ironic because while global communication technology has allowed people to be more connected than ever before, it has also at times made us more isolated from each other as well. A good example is a practice known as binge watching, which means watching a lot of TV or movies online in one sitting. I have to be honest, one of my favorite things to do is binge watch my favorite shows on Netflix. 2 or 3 hours will go by and I've watched 4 or 5 episodes of Breaking Bad or Stranger Things when I could have been spending time with my wife or playing with my kids. Technology has made it easy to lose ourselves in our smartphones and social media and neglect our personal relationships with people around us. This is a growing concern for our society, not just in our personal relationships, but also in our ability to respect each other's opinions online and in real time. Research has shown that people who use social media like Facebook and Twitter will often find they tend to follow people who have the same opinion as they do, will choose not to listen to or even block those people who have opposing opinions and viewpoints. This has led to a my opinion is right and yours is wrong trend in society. Technology has isolated us to the point where we might think that people with differing opinions are wrong, and we just don't listen to them, or we even attack them online, and we think their opinion is not valid. Another issue created by global communication technology and media is known as universalization of popular culture. This refers to how global media and communication technology have enabled the creators of American popular culture to be available and sold anywhere in the world. American music, movies, TV, clothing brands, fast food, and many other cultural trends are available all over the world. Have you ever seen a TV commercial by Coca-Cola from the 70s called "I'd Like to Buy a World of Coke"? It's on YouTube and you can watch it whenever you want. In this commercial, a large group of people who seem to be from different cultural and ethnic background are all singing the same song in English while holding a bottle of Coca-Cola. The image of American food and beverage corporations like Coke, others like Pepsi, McDonald's, Starbucks, KFC, and a whole bunch of others are popular worldwide, and with that, they bring their American cultural values to other countries. The same goes for trendy American TV shows, movies, fashion, and music. Usually there's even American celebrities that are associated with or even advertise and endorse American products and culture all over the world. Here's an easy activity for you to do sometime. Make a list of your top 5 favorite TV shows or songs or bands or movies or clothing brands. Then do a little bit of research to find what country your top 5 favorites are from. Chances are most, if not all of them, are from the United States. Remember from lesson 2 that term homogenization? Cultural homogenization is a result of the issue of universalization of popular culture. Watch that Coca-Cola ad on YouTube sometime I mentioned before, and you'll get the idea of what homogenization looks like. The last issue to explore is cultural hybridization. This refers to how American popular culture can be mixed with the local cultural values of the country it is being sold. For example, McDonald's often changes its menu in other countries outside of the US to adapt to the local cultural tastes of that country. Another example is how the American kids show Sesame Street has become a global enterprise in over 120 countries around the world. In each country, the original version of Sesame Street has been adapted and mixed with the local culture of that country. The Canadian version of Sesame Street is known as Sesame Park and includes bilingual characters because Canada is bilingual. While in China, the show is called Zima Ji and includes characters who speak Mandarin Chinese. In some cases, the Muppet characters can even be changed to suit social issues within another country. For example, in South Africa, where one of every 9 children is infected with HIV/AIDS virus, the version of their show, which is known as Takalani Sesame, includes a Muppet character named Kami, who is HIV positive. Another example of hybridization of American pop culture with cultures from other countries are graphic novels and comics, which are a hybrid of American comic books with Japanese manga. K-pop music from Korea, which is combining American-style music videos with Korean music. And Bollywood movies from India, which is India's own movie industry that's a hybrid of the American Hollywood movie industry. This brings us to the end of Lesson 3, Identity, Media, and Communication Technology. In the last and final video of Unit 1, we'll be exploring various ways that organizations and governments have attempted to preserve language and culture from being lost in a globalizing world. Till then, see you then.